we see how new immigrants in different parts of Taiwan celebrate the Lunar New Year. In the Philippines, we visit one family who is trying to rebuild their home following Typhoon Haiyan. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. First up in Malaysia, Penang city volunteers have been busy before the Chinese New Year, setting up an environmental pavilion as part of a carnival held at the Haiyan High School. In addition, a group of Tzu Chings also hope to bring some festive cheer to patients at Tzu Chi's dialysis center in Penang. Let's take a look.
Today, Tzu Chings in Malaysia have brought a lion dance to the Penang Dialysis Center as part of their New Year's celebration.
Every time a dialysis patient undergoes treatment, they have to be here for 3 or 4 hours, so we wanted to come to bring some holiday cheer to liven up the atmosphere. Tzu Chi brothers and sisters come to involve us in the celebration and bring us some joy. It was really quiet before, but suddenly there was a burst of energy here.
At a previous year-end gathering in Tzu Chi's typing liaison office, there were no judgment of those who suffer from mobility issues, only heartfelt gestures.
When I saw how difficult it was for them to get up the stairs, I felt a sense of respect for them. The effort I put in was worth it. Even if I have worked hard, I'm willing to do it.
Her mother said she wasn't going to bring her because other people was there would judge her. But I encouraged her and said it's not like that. If you come to Tzu Chi's events, we will help you take care of your child. We will take good care of her.
I'm touched and very excited to be here. Seeing her smile, I'm happy too. I hope to bring her out more to see the world around her. I don't want to continue to leave her at home just because she's special.
Tzu Chi volunteers' attention warms the hearts of these care recipients and brings blessings into the new year. Meanwhile, at the Haiyan High School, drums mark the start of the charity bazaar. Among the 50 other booths, Tzu Chi is here with an environmental protection pavilion.
Tzu Chi does recycling work very well. It's something everyone acknowledges.
The environmental protection pavilion has been packed with visitors. And although there is not much room, Tzu Chi volunteers maximize each area to the best of their ability.
The more I listened, the more I was moved. The clothes and blankets made from recycled plastic bottles were really outstanding because this type of technology is something others have not thought of before.
The consultant for the Haiyan High School's Green Protection Society had nothing but praise for the NGO.
It moved my heart that one day I may even put in my time for you all. In actual fact, you are doing a very good thing, recycling, helping the world.
Fariza from Iraq was also happy to participate in the Bamboo Coin Bank campaign.
Usually, in our country, we happy to donate, and also it's very tough for here for Asia because I don't know, I am not very familiar which company. We are very lucky today. We find you and we can donate.
No matter if it's spreading recycling concepts or encouraging care recipients, Tzu Chi volunteers from Malaysia are doing their part to help.
Also in Malaysia, but in Johor Bahru, Tzu Chi volunteers thoughtfully visited care recipients at home who couldn't make it to the year-end blessing ceremony to bid farewell to the past year and welcome the new year together.
Volunteers come together to help this grandmother welcome in the new year. Knowing that many care recipients are unable to leave their homes to join Tzu Chi's blessing ceremonies, volunteers decided to bring the blessings to them.
Every time you guys come to help, I feel so happy to see you. My hope for the new year is that my mother can recover as soon as possible.
With the Buddha statue in place, volunteers are ready to begin. Inviting the neighbors to join, volunteers translate for those unable to understand Chinese.
I've been a Tzu Chi monthly member for about 4 years. It wasn't until today that I finally realized that Tzu Chi Foundation is helping the needy around the globe.
Another Tzu Chi Care recipient, Zhong Shifa, has been stuck at home after losing his legs to diabetes. Volunteers give the man with a TV complete with the DaAi TV channel pre-installed, giving Zhong daily access to Master Zheng Yan's words of wisdom.
Brother Zhong lost his legs and therefore has a hard time leaving the house. So since he can't go out to see us, we will come to see him. Without legs, your options are really limited. It is even impossible to go to the recycling station. I've done recycling for 3 to 4 years now. Once I get my prosthetic legs, I will be back.
Meanwhile, in Mahjong, Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a year-end blessing ceremony. This is the third year volunteers rented a bus to help transport residents to the venue.
We brought them here to better understand Tzu Chi and see what kind of organization we are and better understand our mission.
Also arriving to help out our volunteers some Ipo, Angsun, and Bangang.
In addition to supporting them spiritually, the most important thing is to show them that Tzu Chi is one big family.
Together, everyone comes together to say goodbye to the past year and pray for a new year filled with blessings and love.
In Taiwan, we traveled to Tainan to meet Tzu Chi volunteer Liao Yue Huang, who is also a factory owner, to see how she encouraged her foreign workers to celebrate the Chinese New Year in a more meaningful way. But first, we meet foreign spouse Ran Trey Mei to learn how the Vietnamese people celebrate the Lunar New Year.
This is foreign spouse Ran Trey Mei, who hopes to celebrate the Chinese New Year with a touch of her Vietnamese culture. However, she couldn't find the fruits that represent good fortune in the market.
Sugar apple, mango, papaya, and coconut represent good luck in our culture.
Thankfully, Ran was still able to find sticky rice dumplings and other New Year's treats. Although Taiwanese and Vietnamese celebrate the Lunar New Year differently, both have taboos that should be avoided during the holiday.
During the Lunar New Year, we are not allowed to sew clothes or pick up buttons because it is considered bad luck.
Although there are many taboos during the Chinese New Year, with good thoughts in mind, everyone can celebrate the holiday with peace and prosperity. Meanwhile, in this factory located in Tainan, foreign workers are returning to their workplace to celebrate the holiday with their employer. This is factory owner Liao Yue Huang, who is also a Tzu Chi volunteer. As many of her employees are foreign spouses, Liao has always taken care of them with extra attentiveness.
I feel like she is my second mother.
When we don't know something, she will always teach us.
All of us travel far to work and she took good care of us.
I'm very happy that so many came back.
During their spare time, Liao always encouraged her employees to join Tzu Chi's activities.
I invited my employees to join me at the recycling station to sort recyclables.
It is great to have the chance to volunteer with my boss during the Lunar New Year.
Thanks to Liao's love and care, these foreign workers have found a sense of belonging in Taiwan and have the chance to pass the holiday season by protecting our Mother Earth.
Moving to China, Guangdong Tzu Chi volunteers have long worked with the Guangzhou University of Chinese Medicine to provide scholarships to needy yet deserving students. Recently, volunteers conducted a home visitation to find out more about the students' family life. Knowing volunteers were visiting, these youngsters were eager to show them around.
Guangdong's Zhanjiang city, located in the middle of Guangxi, Guangdong, and Hainan provinces, is a typical harbor city. Traveling over the Zhanjiang Bay Bridge, Tzu Chi volunteers begin their home visitations. Tzu Chi has been working with Guangzhou University of Chinese Medicine for the past 9 years and annually pay visits to the homes of scholarship recipients to get a deeper understanding of their life outside of school.
This desk has been around longer than I have.
The ancient vanity is probably Wu Peiyin's most trusted companion on her path of education. Despite the difficulties in her family's finances, the young girl is resolved to pay her school tuition through scholarships.
I have a 6,500 RMB in scholarship money, so that solves my living expenses for the next semester. In fact, I will have extra left over, so why not donate it to others who are in need?
Song Lingyu has been raised by her cousin and his wife ever since her father passed away. To repay the kindness her relatives have shown her, she works hard in school.
You guys have been taking care of Ling Yu like her parents, and she, in turn, has been such a grateful child.
Every parent hopes their child will grow up strong, but when facing difficulties in life, thankfully, Tzu Chi is there to lend a helping hand.
Lunar New Year is a time for family reunion, but for Tacloban residents in Leyte province of the Philippines who are still suffering from the devastation left behind by Typhoon Haiyan, many only have the simple wish of repairing their damaged homes so that their family can live in peace once again. In our next report, we meet one family who is trying to repair their damaged home following the calamity. More than 2 months after Typhoon Haiyan, this traditional market in Tacloban city of Leyte province is once again bustling with people. The pharmacy closes its metal doors in case residents try to take the medication.
After Typhoon Yolanda, what kind of medicines do you need the most for the family?
Call because my husband was asthmatic.
My father have a cough also. It happens that they have medicines, so it's so glad.
In front of the bank, residents wait patiently to apply for an emergency relief loan.
How much money do you need to fix your house?
Almost 30,000. This 10,000 I will buy for my roofing, but not enough because all my things were washed out.
At the largest construction materials store in the city, the sign of prices as usual attracts large crowds of people. It may seem like business has skyrocketed after Haiyan. However, with the materials transported from Manila and Manado, transportation costs have gone up some 40 to 50%, while the cost of materials have increased by some 20% as well.
There must be around 60 to 70% drop in our profit margin. Under the government rules and regulations, we are not supposed to raise the price.
For the disaster survivors, every peso must be spent wisely. For Juvie Socoring, who lives in Barangay 103, it is the money her son received from Tzu Chi's Cash for Work program that will help her family rebuild.
Now, our budget was lacking, so we buy only 14 pesos of SIM, then 5 kilos nails, 5 kilos umbrella nails, 2 kilos tie wire. That's all, Mama.
Finally gathering the materials needed to repair their home, the couple next spends 350 pesos to ship the items.
We're here at Barangay 103 of Tacloban City. We can see some 70% of the houses here are damaged from Haiyan, as most of them have used traditional materials. The family we are visiting today, though, have cement walls, but their rooftop were blown away by the typhoon.
After the typhoon, the price for a coconut tree increased to 400 pesos, with an extra 700 pesos charged to cut the tree. Juvie Socoring's family bought 3, and with the additional transportation cost of 600 pesos, paid 3,900 pesos altogether. Along with the other materials purchased today, the family only has 300 pesos left from Tzu Chi's Consolation Cash and Cash for Work program.
This is a big amount. I received 15,000 from Tzu Chi Foundation. We thank you. We love you.
Juvie Socoring's husband is an electrician who used to earn some 300 pesos a day, but that income was not stable.
After finish my house to work, I will apply to another construction.
A simple tarpaulin has failed to keep the rain out. The couple's daughters have a simple wish for the new year.
I expect that our house will be built so that we will not get wet. Because every day this comes a rain, then we get wet.
As long as residents remain hopeful, restoring their lives back to normal will not just be a dream but a reality. In 2009, following the severe devastation left behind by Typhoon Haiyan in southern Taiwan, the Zhou tribe who lived on Mount Ali was forced to move away from the land they know so well. One such community made up of these disaster survivors was formed in DaAi's Zhulu when the government built 150 permanent housings here in 2012. However, living away from Mother Nature is always harder for the older generation. Thus, members of the Zhou tribe are coming together to make their elders feel more at home.
Taiwan's 8.8 floods heavily affected the Zhou tribe, who resided on Ali Mountain.
The mudslide carried me underneath my car. Thankfully, my car had railings, so I grabbed off a hold of it, and then I was able to escape into a house.
Zhang Ronggui's house and many others were not so lucky to escape harm. Now only a few homes remained intact, like Grandma Wu's.
It's all buried underneath over there in the danger zone. A few relocated to Zhulu community.
The Zhulu community was completed in 2012 by the government for those left homeless by the disaster. Following the songbird, we arrive at Zhang Ronggui's new home.
This song means everyone living in Zhulu community is very joyful and peaceful.
Relocating down the mountain, Zhang tries to live life to the fullest. But actually, this tribal elder is one of the few who are adapting well to the life off the mountain. Today, he's going to his neighbors for coffee.
We are all starting from scratch, right? Living here takes some getting used to. The seniors still like living in the mountains better. We are unable to forget.
Never forgetting the aroma of mountain coffee or the nitty-gritty of the past. Even with the after effects of the disaster lingering, these seniors would rather live among the trees.
It's difficult for them to move away from the mountain. They don't have a place to farm or have jobs to go to.
Difficult but not impossible. To help seniors find their sense of purpose starts in daily life. Interacting with one another and forming friendships is a good start.
The strength of the Zhou people lies in togetherness. If we are united, we can overcome everything.
The Zhulu Street Fair unites the community, as through interacting with one another, restless hearts are eased. This is also how Zhang has come to ease his soul. In the afternoon, a performance at the Community Rec Center reminds the tribal elder that the new year is almost here.
We are all one family. Even if we live here in the Zhulu community, we should continue to pass on the wisdom our ancestors have left us to our next generation.
Zhang's wish for the new year is that the Zhou people can rise from the disaster and work towards bettering the Zhulu community they now live in.
In China, we go to泉州of Fujian province to meet the Xiao sisters. What is special about this family is that 19 of its members are currently Tzu Chi volunteers. Thanks to the Buddhist NGO, the family's bonds have grown stronger, as all of them have promised to continue walking the Tzu Chi path in the years ahead.
This is the oldest sister, Mei Qing, filial and compassionate. This is the second oldest sister, Mei Yu, known for her diligence, while the third sister, Mei Zhu, is gentle and virtuous, and the youngest, Mei Xu, is very earnest. Having been inspired to give their love, the Xiao sisters have also come together to do good deeds. At the distribution venue, the Xiao sisters and their family of 19 can be seen happily volunteering together. Xiao Meiqing says the volunteers' efforts in helping the needy inspire her and her family to join Tzu Chi. Before meeting Tzu Chi, Xiao Meiqing often worried about her family's financial situation, which once triggered the thought of ending her life.
Now I don't even dare to think about suicide. It was very silly of me to have suicidal thoughts.
After witnessing suffering, Xiao Meiqing decided to set up a recycling station in front of her house. And with the encouragement of their now deceased father, the Xiao sisters decided to embrace Tzu Chi.
As a certified Tzu Chi commissioner, I now need to shoulder Tzu Chi's missions. We can influence those around us if we are a good role model.
Before my father passed away, he reminded us to continue walking the Tzu Chi path. He told us Tzu Chi is the right path for us and we need to keep walking it.
Other than doing good deeds with her sisters, Xiao Meishu has also encouraged her husband to join Tzu Chi. Thanks to a Buddhist NGO, the couple's relationship has only grown stronger.
After I became a Tzu Chi commissioner, I have introduced Tzu Chi and shared the Dharma with those around me.
Knowing that virtue and happiness are mother and daughter. In the future, the Xiao sisters promise to put these words into action and continue to help those in need.
During the New Year's holidays, many of us tend to eat more than we need to, which can upset our stomachs at times. In fact, to relieve such symptoms, doctors suggest drinking tea with sun-dried tangerine peels will do the trick. Let's find out how to make this tea at home. A table of delicious dishes is always hard to resist during the Chinese New Year. However, many also overeat and are left with upset stomachs during this time. Doctors suggest drinking tea with sun-dried tangerine peels can help relieve such symptoms.
When your stomach is bloated, eating a bit of sun-dried tangerine peels will help relieve the symptoms. It can also speed up our metabolism and reduce the fat in our body. If you're suffering from a cough, tangerine peels can also relieve that.
Winter is the time when oranges and mandarins are in season, and leftover peels can be turned into tea to treat a variety of symptoms. First, slice the fruit peels into smaller pieces, add rice wine, white vinegar and salt, and give it a good stir before steaming it for 10 minutes. Next, cook it under small flame to let the water evaporate, and the dried peels are ready to use.
If you don't like the taste of the sun-dried fruit peels, we can first rinse and rub them so that the volatile oil is squeezed out. We can also use this to make tea.
A cup of tea with dried tangerine peels is not only beneficial for our digestive system, but also burns unnecessary fat, helping us celebrate the New Year holiday while staying fit at the same time. We stay in Taiwan at the end of the show. To grow your own vegetables at home is no longer a dream, as experts show us ways to turn your balcony into a small garden, growing fresh vegetables and fruits. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.